Hillary Clinton isn't letting an FBI investigation slow her down. Law enforcement sources are telling Fox News that the FBI could interview the former Secretary of State and some of her former aides within the next few weeks, right in the middle of her presidential campaign. Here to weigh in is Danielle McLaughlin, attorney and liberal political commentator. Thank you so much for joining us. What do you think this does to the campaign, Danielle?
Hi, Melissa. I'm not sure it does anything that hasn't already been done. We've seen a drip, drip, drip of these kinds of allegations, this kinds of information that's been coming out against Clinton.
Let me stop you right there, because it's more than an allegation. I mean, when you have Byron Pagliano, who worked for her, who was paid $5,000 to set up the server, when he is cooperating as a cooperating witness and he's been given immunity, it means that they have heard from him something that is so compelling that it's worth giving him immunity. It means that they're on their way to indicting someone. I mean, it may not be her, but it's got to be someone who works for her, who worked in that house, who worked on that server. It seems pretty serious.
Well, I think it does seem pretty serious on the surface, but I think we also have to remember that Brian took the Fifth, and the only way to get past the Fifth is by granting immunity. It's not clear that he has any incriminating information against him or against anybody else. So we will wait and see. We don't even know at this point whether there's been a grand jury gathered or convened, rather.
Okay,
but I think time will tell.
Let me counter you on both those points, because we've had experts on this show and on all day, saying that, first of all, they ask them to show their hand and what they have before they grant them immunity. So they do know that he has something. And also, I mean, you heard the expert come on earlier before you say that by this point, a grand jury is most likely impaneled. He's not the only one. I mean, many experts throughout the day today, since this story broke, and it's not just Fox reporting it, it's the Wall Street Journal, it's the Washington Post. I mean, it's really, it's lining up. If there is a grand jury, and if someone is indicted, does that hurt her, or can she move around that if it's not her that's indicted, but say it's Huma Abedin?
I mean, she's going to have to. I think she wants the presidency. Democrats want her to run. They want her to be successful. Hillary Clinton has faced a lot of resistance over the years, and I think she's built as a fighter. And I want to go back to what you said, Melissa. We don't know for sure whether there has been a grand jury convened. The NRO has talked about this, the Wall Street Journal, though there is this question, and I think you could see both sides of the aisle tending to think maybe more and maybe less about whether that fact is actually true. As for the aide, he installed a server in her home. I think he never imagined in a million years that this would be happening. And I understand you would take the Fifth, because you don't want to talk to Congress. I think we have to take a wait-and-see approach. And I think Hillary Clinton is a tough lady. She's a fighter. Certainly we're going to see this in the GOP debate. We saw Mitt Romney talk about this earlier today when he was addressing the Trump candidacy. So, of course, this isn't going away. I think we need to wait and see. And, we will see.
Danielle, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
David.